If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast, with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Last time on Lawful Stupid. You guys enter Captain Rosewood's office. Yes, how can I help?
We wanted to settle a dispute that we're having with the, I think, Filters of Moonlight and Black Lotus potions. We were tasked with escorting a potions cart to the shop here in town, and sadly we've lost most, if not everybody, on the caravan, and we're 2 of the 3 survivors. But we did manage to bring one of the carts that did not explode on the road.
This captain hands you each bag of 75 gold.
Hey, what great information do you have?
Captain Rosewood is not friendly,
Kind of figured.
but he does owe you 75 gold. If you go see him at his establishment, he will give you that 75 gold.
Hell yeah, man! Hell yeah! I'm making it big out here, man. The restaurant back home doesn't do this in a week.
You guys set off from New Haven Hold, and your cart heads through this clearing and heads towards the tree line of the unknown expanse of Northern Agos. And our heroes, they set forth into the unknown. And so you guys are traveling on the Panda Express, headed towards the northern region, but you really don't know where you're going other than north. Correct.
We were given some landmarks, like the big door and a lake, and
I think a mountain, right?
I'm sure Devin had one from his side quest and that wanted postcard.
Yeah, so what I got from the just from the bounty board was just that there was a soldier who was missing from the Pathfinders, one of the Pathfinders, and that Captain Svan was the one who had taken up writing down all of the spots to find the soldier, but didn't really say where. Just said he was in the north as well, or and had gone missing.
Got it. So we didn't get anything else on that, just north. Okay.
Yep. And Shane, one of the things I want you to work up, if you don't have that already, is the amount of rations / food you have stored up already.
I do have that. Give me just one moment on my character sheet.
Yeah, you're good. Just so we know what we're dealing with. Everybody else.
I believe the number is 20, but let me check it out. Sure.
That's 20 meals or 20 days for 3 people?
20 rations.
Okay.
That's not obviously D&D Beyond because that's a second meat window and I don't need that.
Perfect. So as you're working that up,
Yep.
let's just establish if you guys want to tell me how you want to travel. Obviously, you're taking the Panda Express. Who's driving? Who's riding shotgun? Where's everybody stationed?
I can continue to drive, or maybe we take it in shifts. I don't know. But
I think I'm always found up front. Even if I'm resting, I'm just gonna be sitting there like kind of dormant if I'm resting. I think so. I'll just always for now and forever be doing that for the car.
Yeah, I always like to imagine Darling's just kind of up on the roof until one of them needs her to like switch out, or the branches get too low, then she'll move down. Otherwise, she's just gonna like keep lookout.
I've got 18 rations, Dwayne, and then I've got like 6 other like magical meals I could make with like special parts. But as far as like just common food, I've got
Perfect.
18 rations currently.
Perfect. And other Darling and Kato, what are y'all's ration situation?
1 second as I look it up.
Mine's easy. I don't have any because I don't need food.
It's true. You don't?
That checks out.
But I can carry it if it becomes an issue where we need that. So just point of order, I'm more than willing to put some things in my bag in case. I'm assuming there might be situations where we get separated and it's not just for me. It's to provide some assistance in a way.
I store all my food in an extra dimensional pantry where it never spoils.
I have 5. I imagine it's more like hardtack and just like, this is how I survive out in nature. It's not going to be the tastiest food, but I have it just in case.
Yeah, it's dried rations typically. All right, perfect. And so you guys set forth on the Panda Express, carried by Sugar and Spice, or pulled along by Sugar and Spice, the real heroes of our story. And so, realistically, the first part of your journey is not that bad. The first few hours of travel is mostly high fields, some sparse trees here and there, but nothing that warrants a lot of danger presence, right? Because you can see in most directions. It's daytime. You're not really going to be snuck up on or concerned for the most part. It's of note that during this 3 or 4 hours that you've been riding, we'll say 4, you have not passed another like wagon or traveler. There is small animals. You can hear birds and seabirds and stuff like that. But you have not seen any other adventurers or explorers. And if you guys don't stop or pause, I'm going to push this along until we hit a crossroads or another event. So,
since we're traveling, I will. I'll if Kato's out in front with me, I'll lay down some like breadcrumbs on Kato's head or his lap. And get a little bird to land on the cart, so I can spend 10 minutes casting Speak with Animals as a concentration spell.
Kato, how do you feel about this?
I accept the crumbs. Wait, are you giving me options of like where the crumbs go?
Yeah, I'm looking at you like, one, that look you get where it's just like consent? Question mark? But also, I'm also just like head? No? Okay, lap, right? Yes?
I would probably just hold my hands out
usually
open.
Empty.
Hold my hands out open
okay.
as like a more surface area.
That works. Yeah,
and then just be perfectly still.
Okay. Yeah, roll me animal handling.
You got it. That's a 9, sir.
I think it takes you way longer than you expected. Like, you're putting out treats, and you guys are just trying to, like, play it cool while moving. After about, like, 15, 20 minutes, a bird lands. It takes a good portion of time. But a bird it lands. You're able to cast your... You gotta stop the cart to cast your ritual spell. Right? Wouldn't you need... Because you gotta stop driving.
That's a good point. Probably yes.
Well, that's when you tap Darling in, and she'll just...
Okay, yeah, I'll
come
tap
back.
Darling in. I'll sit on top of the cart. I'll lean overhead with my feet kicking behind me like I'm thinking about boys.
Yeah,
as I cast this spell. Speak with Animals. Thank you so much.
So you cast Speak with Animals, and you hear immediately a conversation that you had not heard before, and it is Sugar and Spice, and you hear Sugar.
Oh, God damn it. I'm trying to talk to them, and Dwayne's like, "You cast the spell, bro."
Yeah, that's
my
right.
characters.
Welcome. You hear Sugar say, "He's my favorite," or "I'm his favorite," and you hear Spice say, "No, I'm his favorite.
I love you both equally. Hey, birds.
Okay, so you talk to this bird now.
Yo, what's up, little feathered friend? Ha
Tweet,
Still
motherfucker.
working on my voice. Tweet, motherfucker. Word. Okay, great. Hey, so there's some folks that I'm looking for, and I'm just wondering if they've passed through here.
What kind of folks?
I will give him the descriptions of our sister, whose name escapes me at this moment. Elle? What's her name?
Vanessa?
Vanessa V. And then I'll give them the description of Vanessa. I'll give them the description of Papa Derringer. I'll give them the description. You had no description on your wanted poster. Like they're like, yeah, this guy's gone missing, but good luck.
Yeah, I guess is it mainly? Who would have posted that? Because if it was, I feel like if it was the Pathfinders, they would have like been doing their own thing. Did it say who posted it? Did I see that?
No, it didn't say. Yeah, it would have said the Pathfinders. It was posted by the Pathfinders proper.
Okay, well, I maybe have made the assumption that Captain Swan is a Pathfinder, but I don't know that that's true. Correct.
You don't know that that's true.
Okay.
Fair enough. But no description of the missing person at all on that.
No.
Okay. And then I'll give him the description of my best friend Stom.
Okay.
And that's so Vanessa and Stom, I guess. And Papa Derringer, if they've seen anybody who matches any of those three descriptions.
Okay. So you load up this guy with some information. Let's see.
I don't overwhelm the tiny bird brain. I give him two of them,
it just
very
explodes.
small pieces.
No, I'm just looking at the percentage. Yeah, so he kind of looks up and pokes at these crumbs. These are pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
I did see one of those scary-looking motherfuckers with the blades under their arms.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
What you know when? How many sun-up, sundowns?
2 sun-up, sundowns? Sound right?
Sounds about right. Cool deal, bird. All right, well, you take as much better as that as you want, and then I will see you later.
Yeah, sounds good. And he pecks the rest of this stuff up, but then there's no more, so he just starts pecking Kato's hands. You got any more of this shit?
Okay, the spell's about to wear off, but yes, I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Tell all your friends how cool I am.
Yeah, will do, boss. And he picks it up,
followed by birds the rest of the journey.
and then he takes flight.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie, and now I'm the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, so you did that. Does anybody else want to do anything else before we cart along?
I don't have any ideas. She's happily existing. Probably keep an eye out and see if anybody's following them. Actually.
Yeah,
That's better.
Yeah, you can just use your passive. And we'll say that you're watching for threats. Your passive perception. I'll keep that
That's
in
a
mind.
16 if you want to know.
Oh, what? You and Gus have a 16? For your passive perceptions?
Yeah.
Damn.
I have a lot of wisdom because I'm a cleric. Avon loves perception.
Yeah.
You took expertise in it, didn't you?
I did.
Look me in the eyes, tell me you take expertise in
I
perception
did.
because you love it.
I do. I was like, yeah, here we go.
It's the most commonly called for roll, and Avon loves rolling high on them. I see the fire in her eyes when you call for a perception check. When I said I had a passive 16 perception, I saw Avon shoot me a glance to the internet. Like, how dare you?
Motherfucker.
You need to take that down by one. I have the highest passive perception.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys continue forth. It's about another hour or so that you start to hit tree line and woods. The terrain becomes a little more difficult. Remember, there are no paths. There are no roadways or dirt roads that have been cut before. This is unexplored territory. It's going to get more difficult to traverse with the Panda Express as we go. And you're already noticing this. The cart's starting to bump a little bit as you're going over like rocky terrain, or like rocks in the forest, or thick roots, and it is no longer a smooth ride at all, especially for anybody riding on top of the cart, right? Because there is no seat there, so it's going to be extra bumpy. But you're able to push forward. It is not until a little bit later that you're actually you hit a route that just hard stops, and you Sugar and Spice like almost like whinny as they are yanked backwards, and the cart's like hard stopped against this route. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna jump down, just suspecting immediately that our wheels have been hung up for some reason, and I'll check the front first. The front two first.
And it's the front two wheels that are just hard stopped by this large tree root that's kind of grown up out of the ground.
Well, simple fix. We just need to back up and go around.
Does it look like we have clearance to do that?
Yeah, you could you could take the time to back up and kind of go around. You know, you're going to spend a little more time backtracking, or you could try to like lift over or destroy the route in some way.
We would have to like go and find a different split of the path, is what you're saying. We couldn't just
there
like
is no path. You would have
it.
to back up and go around to avoid this tree and find another tree route. So you're going to spend more time going around if you try to do that, or you can spend more effort trying to go over this route, hoping that there's not more difficulty ahead.
So I don't know how fantastic this world is, Dwayne. So can I get a quick fantasy check real quick? If I were to ask the tree politely to move its route, and I could speak to plants, how likely would it be to do that? That's a hard no because it doesn't have control over its roots in such a way?
I'm going to say that, I don't know that standard trees have that much control over their roots.
They certainly don't. They would have to be a magical, fantastical, whimsical component.
And you do not get that vibe from this forest. I'm not saying those forests don't exist, but when you're rolling through here, you're not hearing the colors of the wind playing in the background. You know what I mean?
I was absolutely not going to waste a spell slot, and I didn't want to waste anybody's 10 minutes if I was going to as a ritual cast a spell, be like, brother tree, please move your foot.
You hear that tree go, bruh, I can't. Ever since I took the arrow to the knee.
Dude, bruh, I'm not flexible at all.
Yeah.
I can move like a little bit, my fingies in the breeze.
Let me just,
if it's blowing real good.
And the leaves shake a little.
Did that do anything for you?
That worked?
Now I'm just not. You know what? I'm a little bit sad we didn't roleplay that now, but we got the highlight, and that's what's important. So we can try to like yeet this thing over our backs, or we can back up and try to find a different.
Those are the two obvious choices, absolutely.
How tall is the root? Just out of curiosity.
It's like 4 or 5 feet. It's pretty. Sorry, that's a bad number. It's 2 to 4 feet.
Big.
Yeah,
if the root was 5 feet tall, I would expect the tree to be able to move it.
No, it's like 2 to 4 feet. Like it's probably 2-ish because obviously, Sugar and Spice were able to like walk over it.
We're able to get over it, but there's not enough clearance for the cart. I got you. Or the wheels.
This is a bad measurements. As I think about this, it's a foot tall. Like 2 feet. I was like, that's pretty fucking tall.
It's basically a wheel chalk.
It's a wall. It's a wall. You've ran into a wall. No, it's a foot tall.
Well, it's beanstalky in proportions.
Yeah, it's a foot tall.
Here's me thinking maybe like 2 or 4 inches, and you're like feet. I'm like,
no, it's feet. Yeah, it's a foot. My bust.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got this.
Do you have a couple cutting boards that we could use to use as ramps?
Nah, bro, we ain't gotta do nothing that crazy. Just give me a hand, bro.
You think we can lift it?
Yeah.
And then seeing the joy in his face, like, we will.
I'm gonna like come up to where the root is, and I'm gonna put like my back against the cart, and I'm just gonna get up like real low under it, and then I'm just gonna shift underneath of it to get a little bit of extra leverage as I transform into the strongest thing that I have. You'll give me one moment. It's probably a bull. Fuck it, it's a bull.
I will help direct
Panda
sugar and
spotted
spice.
bull. Panda colored bull. Everyone knows what's up. It's big bag. Pot lands on his head sideways, right between the horns. Had to happen. It was magic.
What were you saying, darling?
She'll help direct sugar and spice while this is going on.
Good call. So yeah, you hop down front. You're kind of like giving Sugar and Spice like, "Hey, come on!" And then all of a sudden you hear the rumbling of pipes and the almost bestial transformation as Gustum turns into a spotted bull under the cart to kind of raise it up.
Let's go!
What does Kato do here?
I just kind of, from the side, maneuver the wheels over, because I don't know how far that lifts it up.
I mean, it lifts it plenty tall enough. It's a bull. Like, and the bull doesn't... Yeah, it's might as well...
A bull is taller than 1 foot, which is the height
Yes.
of the root, I have determined.
Yep.
We're good at dimensions today, guys.
Your relationships must be very interesting.
Get some!
Has it moved at all? Is he just...
Oh, no, you guys are moving it.
Usher them forward.
You guys are able to move
I'm
it.
trying to move it, but he's just trying to show off, and he doesn't let it go. He's just shouting things, and like we're trying to push it.
Well, you would be balancing it ultimately on this bull's back.
Really?
And so you guys are able to move it on the cart.
And I'm like walking it, and it's okay.
Yeah, so you're able to do that with relative ease. You look forward, and you can tell the path is going to be bumpy as you proceed. So, do you want to stay shifted?
I'm gonna stay shifted. I'm gonna pull the car with Sugar and Spice. But god damn it, Kato, do you have anything red?
Give me a second. I mean, I didn't bring a whole lot of stuff, and he's gonna pull.
I'm gonna cut up Sugar
Darling,
and Spice.
you got anything red?
No, I'm the Sapphire Muse. All my things are blue.
I need some red real bad.
Oh wait, I got it.
Weird
Kato,
side.
why don't we use your cape and I'll temporarily make it a different color.
Really like this.
Well, something else then.
Can you just run in front of me, Kato?
I could do that, but I won't.
Could you take your cape off and put it on a stick in front of me?
What? Why do you need the red?
I don't know. It's scaring me too.
I mean, because I think we just need to. If you just knew why it was red.
I don't know. Yeah, so, okay. Alright, since somebody in the peanut gallery wants to be a chatty Cathy. Yeah, bulls don't actually get attracted to the red. They're colorblind like me. They're attracted to the motion of the thing. That's what the matadors, they shake it. Yeah. They gotta shake the little cape thing. They don't just hold it still. It's the movement that they're attracted to. Everyone knows that. And also, bullfighting is, in general, bad and mean to bulls, and you shouldn't do it, I think. But, for the bit...
I got it.
I will, however, fashion a fishing pole-like device and have it out in front of you, just dangling.
Oh, yeah!
So,
I'll prestidigitate it so
go ahead.
It's temporarily red.
I want to paint this image that Kato is having to either, one, harness Gustum to the wagon.
Tie a rope around me.
And then has to like dangle this fishing rod with the cape that's in front of him. As you guys pull for the bit, Shane, roll me an animal handling check.
Is it for himself as an animal, or
yes? He wants to play
If
him
it's
as
for
a
the
red
bit, I'll
thing.
do it. If it's for the bit, I'll do it.
It's for the bit. It's only for fun.
can he control himself?
And I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Plus 4 is fine.
You lose control, and so you just boom push this fucking wagon, and Sugar and Spice get lifted almost off their feet because you're just charging, and they're like, no. So you guys go that way for 10 or 15 minutes, and it is a real bumpy ride for those in the cart. Real bumpy ride.
But I get us over the difficult terrain. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're over the difficult terrain. There's a couple bunny hops. Do you feel like your cart did?
I at one point do what I refer to as a horse wheelie, which is when the horse will get on the back of your legs and go. I do that, but as a bull.
Yeah, it's an experience that you two will not soon forget.
I try to hold on to the seat as best as I can so I don't go flying off.
Yeah. And there's lots of pots and pans bouncing around, both on top of Gussum and inside the cart. So yeah, you guys continue that, and then the ground stable gets a little more stable. Again, it is rough terrain in general. There's still roots and stuff, but you guys got over the rootier part of the woods. And so it becomes nighttime, and you guys again have seen wildlife. You know that there's nothing threatening, nothing even on all fours that could even be considered a threat so far. But as nighttime approaches, you guys can choose to either charge forward or set up camp.
We should definitely set up camp, right?
Yes.
Let's do that, and then I want to cast Locate Object. Probably I'll do that twice before bed, since I'm kind of burning spell slots before I go to bed. But I want to look for, and these are kind of generic, I don't know if you'll let me get away with this, a Pathfinder crest, teehee, or a Derringer family crest, which I know actually exists. The Pathfinders don't have crests. The spell can fizzle. I won't be bad.
The question is whether you would be familiar with a Pathfinder badge.
He knows it's a shot in the dark. You don't have to be familiar. Is it?
No, it says describe or name an object that is familiar to you.
Oh, I guess you're right. It would. I would know exactly. I've never held one in my hand.
Yeah, you never held one or had experience, and that's what I was trying to think. Right. He wouldn't. Kato might, but Kato's not casting the spell, right? Because Kato did a lot of travel.
Sure.
You know what?
Can we think of anything else a Pathfinder would have on him?
Roll a history check for me.
Okay.
Because you did a lot of traveling as a cook.
I rolled a 4, sir.
You're not familiar. You do know they have them. You are not familiar with them.
I was probably busy kissing girls.
Probably not. I'm telling Meg.
Probably busy. That's what I meant by girls.
So yeah, you can cast it on the Derringer family crest for sure.
For sure. So it's 1,000 feet, I think.
Yeah, up to 1,000.
So obviously, ours will be.
Yeah, you immediately get 3 real close, and then you don't get any within the 1,000 feet range.
Fair enough.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do for nighttime other than?
I will take first watch.
Aren't you? Or didn't we establish that you're taking ultimate watch? Because you can like sleep and still be aware of your surroundings.
Yes, but I think also that Darling said she was still going to do her thing too, regardless of what I might do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Extra security. That's not Gussum's strat. Gussum's not like, I better be extra prudent and careful right now.
Well, that's definitely her strategy, but hers will probably lean towards like last shift.
So you just get up early, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're an early riser.
Darling and Gus, go ahead and take away 1 ration for me for your days of food.
I'll probably do us up a good berry something, so we don't have to eat.
Okay, you were going to cast good berries to eat then?
Yeah. Because one good berry is all the nutrition you need for a day.
That's true, but you have to use a spell slot to use it.
Yeah.
I understand you're about to sleep. However,
yeah, word.
Let's do our maintenance.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the good berry, and I'll do us up. I'm just gonna cover them in chocolate, man. Whatever. Just a chocolate covered good berries. That's it, man.
It's a nice treat.
Nice,
Wonderful. Thank you.
Nice little treat. Kato, you want one? It's chocolate covered good berry. I don't even love good berry, and I know you don't need to eat it, but if you want, it's yours.
I do not want a good berry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Much appreciative.
There was a couple things you guys wanted to do before Kato's Night Watch.
Yeah, I just wanted to on Gustum. I just wanted to hunt a little bit in forage. You know, I'm still out here looking for new ingredients, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't forgetting that part of me.
Go ahead and roll a survival check, please.
You got it. And then Kato wants to tag along.
Yeah, I think he's an adept hunter as well. Maybe not so much with the foraging and with this, but he's done his fair share of hunting, and so he also wants to contribute, and he will tag along to that.
Yeah, Gus would very much welcome that, just because there's some spooky stuff in these woods. You wanted survival?
Yep.
And I'm going to shift for this. That's cool.
Using your racial feature?
My racial shift. I'll be using that and a wild shape to hunt.
Okay.
Because that's just kind of like that's like his hunt mode, right? To shift, to get those eyes and ears open, find prey, and then be in a bestial form to catch up and get it. So that's going to be with advantage. Got hot rolls tonight, boys. 23.
Yeah, and so you guys leave Darlene at the cart
with sugar and spice. Oh, you got it, man. You fucking...
I'm on top of it. They're my favorite characters so far. Don't worry.
Of course, I don't have to stand up for sugar and spice to you, the only other person who understands.
Yeah, I near and dear to my heart. I'm ready for you three fuckers to die, so I can just narrate their story.
Sugar and spice in a trench coat. My next character.
Yeah. So you guys are able to forage. With both of you foraging, I'll say you're able to get 10 rations worth of small animal game. Nothing big. You don't come across anything big and dangerous. And so you're able to bag these up. You do get a good you get a good lay of the land around you as you're hunting. And you know that as you guys kind of travel north a little bit, almost to scout, I would imagine, as you're hunting, the wood is getting thicker, and you can tell the path is going to be a little more arduous to bring the Panda Express. But I think you guys scouting gives you a little bit of an advantage because you know where roughly to start the traveling to avoid some of the more thicker woodland. And as you guys are doing that, Darlene, there was something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I'd like to cast Identify on the... what's it called? The explodey bottles to find out their exact properties. However, I need a material component worth 100 GP, which is a pearl. I'd like to spend that daddy point memory, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you describe to me how the time which Declan Derringer gave our young, intrepid, or maybe not young, you choose her age, our intrepid darling, her pearl.
I'd like to think maybe when she was like 8 or 10 or something, right? And she's watching her older siblings go out on adventures with dear Toddy, and she was like very adamant about having her turn for an adventure, but still she's kind of little to like go out and get in trouble on a proper adventure. However, they decide to have like a daddy-daughter date, and she dresses up in the whole costume bet, finds like a cool hat, a small leather jacket, looks good for adventuring. She's all hyped to go. And they make like a little, I don't know, river trip, beach trip. And they go out all day like searching, and she's checking out these things for buried treasure, figure out what they could find. And I think she finds like the little clamshell, like a whole grouping of them, and she looks up to Derringer and like real excited because he tells her, oh yeah, sometimes you can find pearls inside of these, but they're hard to get open. So we take a whole bunch of them back home and we open it up, and we eventually find a cool pearl. Whether or not he had one on his person and snuck it in, I don't know. But we find one, and it's a very shiny pink thing, and she celebrated that day. Super excited.
Excellent. And so as Darling kind of reaches into her pack, she finds this pearl. It's cast Identify. How many of those potions do you have? Do you remember?
I believe you gave me 6.
That's correct.
I just need 1.
Great. Yep. Yeah, and so you're just going to identify 1. Let me just double check Identify just so I know exactly what it does. I get the gist, but I'd like to make sure I mechanically follow. You learn its properties and how to use them, and how many charges it has, if any. Alright, perfect. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell. Great, great, great. Good. That means you don't necessarily know the name of the potion, however, you know what it does. Alright, perfect. Alright, so yeah, you determine that these potions are single use. They are explosive in nature. As you have seen, you can either toss them or shove them in the sphincter of an animal, and let nature take its course. But these potions have an area of effect of 10-foot radius, so 10-foot radius, and they are going to do 2d8 fire damage on a DC saving throw, a dexterity saving throw. And the number to beat is 14.
Cool. Do they do like half damage if they save?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's half on success. And if there's a failure, they target gets knocked back 5 feet away from the explosion.
Cool beans.
Center of the explosion, just to be nitpicking.
Yeah, I'll send you an actual markup after this episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yep. So that's what your potions do. So the hunting continues. You guys come in. You bring in your rations. That increases Gus's ration count by a good portion. What's your total there, Gus, now?
28.
Yeah, perfect. Alright, and then you guys go to sleep. Kato, you already rolled your perception. Petted, sugar and spice, and then the morning comes around. So you guys step forward, right?
Real quick admin note. I'm back on my morning snack shit. I got rations I can hunt. So I'm making boomin' shrooms. That's mushrooms that we harvested last night. Served up, sauteed in a beef broth with spice and chives. Boomin' shrooms, extra meaty and delicious. That's for breakfast, and if you choose to partake, you will gain 2 temporary HP.
Of course she's going to partake. This is better than hardtack.
Glad to know the bar is set so high, Sprout. Better than hardtack. Understood.
Panda Express. Better than heart.
Kato takes a bite and then spits it. Not your best.
What's...
You know, there was a part of me that thought that would happen, since Robro's biological components are more like plant-like in nature. He's got like stems and whatnot. I thought they might have an adverse reaction to a fungal dish.
And indeed I have. Please notify me the next time you
Ingest fungus.
create a fungal plate.
Word. I can do that.
At least it was a fun plate.
Yeah, sugar. While you guys are eating, Sugar and Spice, of course, praise in the area.
I couldn't miss the opportunity to be like Warforged ate mushrooms because of this reason.
And so you guys charge forward, or maybe not charge, but you push forward.
No, I'm not in bull form. We'll be trotting.
That is an art moment for sure. If anybody wants to draw like a card,
Let's go!
People just holding on to their asses in a bull, just charging forward. Some donkeys kind of. And anyways, you guys go forward. And like I said, thanks to your scouting last night, you're able to kind of navigate around some of the more difficult tree terrain. And you got another long day of travel, and it is not relaxing travel by any means. There's times where you're the wagon's kind of getting pulled over roots, and it's a bumpy ride, and there's rocks, and you're kind of having to navigate these almost sweeping motions to get through these woods. By no means was a wagon like easy to come through this area. But you're able to push forward. I will say your rate of travel is slowed by about an hour, as you guys are just taking extra care and having to force over these routes.
As we progress, dents and dings I'll be mending away, which is just going to take more time, like you said.
Yeah, because your cart was not meant to essentially go off-roading, but holding up well through the team's effort. And you guys settle down for another night, unless there's something specific you would like to do.
So same routine for me. I'm going to try to cast Locate Object again on the Derringer Crest, just to see if he's in range.
Yeah.
And go hunting again.
Yeah. Locate Object. You get the 3 near you. Nothing else.
Yeah. Figured.
And then you want to
one
go
day.
hunting.
Yeah, please.
Roll an animal. Not an animal handling.
Survival.
Survivaling check.
Survivaling.
Survivaling check.
I like that. Roll. Not great today.
I was reading it.
11.
Okay. Kato, do you go with him?
Yes, I do.
I would like to start drawing a map on my fan.
That's a really smart idea.
Perfect. Yeah. You do. You begin drawing. Are you drawing from the docks onto your fan, or are you drawing from New Haven Hold onto the fan?
From New Haven Hold.
Okay. Kind of charting where you guys have been. Smart.
I love that.
And so as Kato and Gus are hunting, the game is not as good.
Yeah.
You're able to get 3 rations. It is to be noted, there's a portion in your hunting where you hear like a low growl, it's coming from something big, but it's pretty far away.
Okay. Do we know which direction?
Northeast-ish.
So it might behoove us to skirt northwest-ish to our destination.
You do what you want with that information.
Fair enough. That was more to the team.
Well, that's something you can discuss when you get back to camp. So you guys come back from your hunting. You can add 3 rations to your pile. Put you at 31. Oh, 30.
Correct.
Right, because you made a meal.
Correct.
Is there anything you want to do before bedtime?
Done all my stuff.
Okay.
No.
So, Kato, roll me a perception check.
That is a 15.
Kato, there are you're kind of like doing your perimeter walk and petting Sugar and Spice, and you hear the scratching of claws against wood, and it's coming from the back of the cart. What do you do?
Coming from the back of the cart?
The back of the wagon, yeah.
I think first thing he's going to stand up and he is going to have Mercy's reach pointed at a tactical standpoint and stepping forward quietly to see if he can get a peek before that thing or whatever it might be sees him.
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
Great. With disadvantage.
You want to be quiet? Be quiet.
Stand by. Okay. Not terrible. 15.
Yeah, you gracefully glide from the front of the cart to the back of the cart with a Mercy's reach in hand. You're able to peek around, and you see a couple blue-eyed Sylvie scratching at the back of the Panda Express. But of course, they're not able to get these doors open because you guys have fixed the lock. But you can see they're scratching at the bottom, trying to kind of get through.
Okay. And I don't think we've heard about these things, but we haven't actually seen these of yet, right?
We've not.
You
Okay.
haven't, so good. Looking out. Let me give you a description.
Well, here's what I know is they have jagged horns and filled with lightning, is what I've heard in a tavern.
That is true. So good looking out. So you peer around and you see a small four-legged monster with a soft white fur. It's almost snow white. It's got this tiny little snout, and it's got these large, coarse whiskers by its nose, and it's got these shiny, jagged horns that come out from its head, and these like pearl blue eyes, and its small padded feet, except for these razor sharp claws that are like scratching at this door and like starting to make a good dent as they are slowly cutting or attempting to cut into the wagon. And there's two of them.
What size? How tall are they?
They're like rabbit size, honestly. They're not very big.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'm gonna peek over just enough to see the other side of the cart. I'm gonna summon my echo, and we will both simultaneously swipe down at each of the blue-eyed Sylvies.
Are you just gonna attack them?
Yes.
Okay, great. Roll an attack. 2 attacks, I guess. 1 on each.
Nice. Let's stop taking my resources. All right. So the first one is a 18 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The other one is 12.
Roll damage for both, please.
Ooh, okay. Cool.
Tiny little rabbits. Like they've got these crazy ACs.
Lightning bunnies.
That's not very good. So 6. We'll say it's mine. 6 for me.
Mm-hmm. What was the second one?
For the second one, it was 13.
Okay, yeah. So you strike both of these things. Your image pops. Your spirit. What are you calling it? Ghost spirit?
Echo.
Echo form. Your echo form pops immediately, and then you take 3 lightning damage. And then these things bolt. They just gun it into the woods. They were not expecting you to attack them, but they gun it the opposite direction. And so yeah, you saved your cart. You saved Gustum's cart. Cool. Yeah, go ahead and add 1 experience point. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks.
No, we're not doing
In
that.
Milestone.
Kind of generous.
In Milestone, yeah, everybody takes 0 experience points, but Devin, you take 1 experience point, and it doesn't matter. So yeah, you're able to save the cart from any type of rodent infestation situation, and then the sun rises, and you guys begin day 3. But that's where we're going to end the episode.
Adventure time.
Crushed it.
Nailed it.
Yep,
You let the nuggies get away, bro.
Yeah.
I tried.
Shane, do me a favor and do a roll for humanity for me for first book.
I would love Roll for Humanity for First Book. First Book is a great organization, helps promote literacy in our youth, which is very important to a well-adjusted society. And last week we crit. This week we got a 17. Feeling pretty good. Hot rolls for First Book.
Whoa, hey.
But
That's amazing.
my hot rolls aren't enough to save the world, as you've seen before and will see again. So, help me out. Why don't you roll for humanity?
Hey, and as I do often these days, I'm going to give you a quote of wisdom, and if one of the 3 of you fail me, then we'll deal with this.
Even just one of
or
us?
if all 3 of you fail me.
What if one of us,
if
like-
all 3 of you fail me?
Okay.
Because this is going to be ridiculous if I don't get what I'm looking for out of this, or what I expect from you guys.
Oh, no.
Let me give you tonight's quote. From Mother Teresa herself, spread love everywhere you go.
I'm better than that, Dwayne. Here's a fun fact about Mother Teresa. Not actually a mom. Say Mother's Day. Mother Teresa's running around getting all these gifts. But where's your kid, Mom? Where's your kid at? I have no idea. I don't know anything about Mother Teresa. Calcutta is important to Mother Teresa.
You know what I know about Mother Teresa? Is that she's supposed to be the greatest and most kindest woman in the world. However, there is a close tie with Professor Marmalade. So.
Yeah, but that guy, we know.
Devin gets my reference.
Hooray.
So I think that Mr. Rogers did a good job of this back in the 60s and 70s.
I agree.
And man, I watched a documentary on him last night, and I thought if we could all learn to just be like
A little bit more neighborly.
Yeah,
Was that a good documentary? I saw it.
it was
had-
really good. It made me
I'll
tear up.
I'll have to watch it.
He was a good man, and anyone who tries to slander him, even the guy who worked in his set for 30 years, he said, "Can you give us some bit about him? Like something we would all know." He's like, "No, I can't, and I won't."
Yeah, he had a bunch
Did
of dead
you
bodies
know-
in his
did
basement.
you-
We've just been hiding it.
Did you know that George A. Romero got his first job? He's the father of the modern zombie, Night of the Living Dead, and Dawn of the Dead, all those of the Dead movies. He did those, and he got his first job working on Mr. Rogers. And later, when Night of the Living Dead came out, he invited Mr. Rogers to the premiere, and he came. So Mr. Rogers was at the premiere for Night of the Living Dead, the zombie film, and afterwards said, I really like what you did with your themes there. With your themes of social injustice, that was pretty good. Otherwise, I didn't really care for it.
I believe he's a pretty honest dude. He would.
he'd be like, hey, you did some good. First off, let me point out what I think you did well. Second off, wasn't for me. I'm Mr. Rogers. There was a lot of blood on that screen. I'm literally Mr. Rogers, actually, and that is a lot of gore.
Alright, the only thing I got for this quote
Thanks, Sister T.
is, just be nice, be good, less hate,
Yeah,
get a lot
so,
further with love.
Did we do the dance she wanted us to do, Papa? Did we do the dance she wanted us to do, Papa? Have we performed for
Hey,
you?
as we always say,
That ain't my baby. I did that one last week.
We love you.
We love you!
we love you.
I love you.
Ha ha ha.
Still love my child.